Attaching documents to your property is a great way to make important files available to tenants who are looking at your ad. Uploading documents is very similar to uploading images. In order to do this, we're first going to scroll down towards the bottom of the page until we find the section called Add Documents. Once we're here, we're going to click on the Attach Document button on the left, and this is going to open a page that looks very similar to the page we use to upload ad images. On the left-hand side, it'll allow us to click on Choose File and allow us to browse our computer to locate the file. And on the right-hand side, it's going to allow us to select a file that we have uploaded previously to another ad. Now you'll notice we have no files uploaded to our library yet, but we'll see this in a minute. On the left-hand side, I'm going to click on Choose File, and this is going to open up my computer. And from here, I'm going to navigate to where I have a sample lease. And you can see lease form here. And one thing to note is that in order to upload a file, it does have to be a PDF, so you can't upload Word documents or anything else like that for security purposes. And then it's important to give the file a name so that we can tell tenants looking at the ad what the file is. So I'm going to type in sample lease form, and once you're done, click on the Upload Documents button at the bottom. Again, you're going to get a loading icon, and depending on the size of the file, can take a few seconds or up to a minute. And I'm going to scroll all the way back down here, and you can see now that we have two files here, even though we've only uploaded one. And this is going to bring us to our next point. We also have things called flyers, and Free Rental Site automatically generates a flyer for every single ad that you upload. Now, we haven't seen that yet, but before we talk too much more about documents, let's scroll up to the top and take a look at what the flyers look like. All the way at the top, there's a print flyer button. And one thing that I should note is that you cannot print the flyer unless your ad is on. So the first thing we're going to do is click Status, turn the ad on, and now that the ad is on, we should be able to print our flyer. So I'm going to click Print Flyer, and this is going to open up a new page, which you can see we now have a full color flyer, which also includes a thing called a QR code. And a QR code is great because it's going to allow you to pass this flyer out to folks or leave it in front of the property and allow a potential resident to scan this QR code with their mobile device and take them directly to freerentalsite.com for additional information. So again, this is a standard flyer out of the box that you get, and you may love it or you may hate it. But what's great is we give you an option to also utilize the document you've just uploaded to act as a flyer if you decide to use a custom one. So I'm going to close this tab, and I'm going to go back to our Manage Ads page here. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom again, you'll see that we have the default flyer, which is set as our flyer, but we also have a sample lease form. And if we want the sample lease form to act as the flyer, all we have to do is click this button here, and I'll scroll back down again, and you'll notice that the sample lease form is now our flyer. Now in this case, I don't really want that to happen, so I'm going to click back to default Free Rental Site flyer. And if I scroll back down again, the other thing that I do want to mention is that you can click on View. You can obviously edit the name of the file, and you can remove the file. Now, when removing the file, it's important to note that there are two options. Option one is to remove the file from the ad, and this will only remove it from the ad, but it will leave that sample lease form we uploaded in our library to be attached to any other ad in the future. Option number two is to permanently delete the file, and by permanently deleting it, it's not only going to remove it from this ad, but it's also going to remove it from our library and any other ad that it happens to be attached to. So in this case, I'm just going to click on Remove File from Ad, and that will delete it from this ad only, but it'll leave it in our library. So if I scroll back down and I click on Attach Document again, you'll notice I still have an option to choose additional files from my computer, but I can also select a file from our library. Now let's go ahead and click on Sample Lease Form here, click Attach Document, and if I scroll all the way back down to the bottom, you'll see that our sample lease form has been reattached to this ad. And that's how you manage to upload and manage your documents on ads.